Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to a different type of video that I'm doing where I'm going to be giving you 3 reasons why I felt that the Wii U should have been Nintendo's greatest console of all time when it comes to games and when it comes to system features and content. And I think it got half of that right. But I'm also going to be giving you guys 3 reasons why the Nintendo NX could definitely do that. So let's go ahead and jump right in. At number 3, why the Wii U should have been Nintendo's greatest console of all time. It was coming off Nintendo's highest selling home console of all time, the Nintendo Wii. Nintendo had so much momentum, although it was dipping in the later half of 2010 and 2011 and even 2012 before the Wii U launched. Nintendo still had the momentum of the Wii name, the Wii brand. The Wii U should have definitely been more than what it was. Nintendo had all of that there coming off their best selling home console of all time. There definitely should have been more emphasis and more effort put into the Wii U because of the amazing success of the Wii. Going into number 2, Nintendo had extra time to plan and see what works and what doesn't work for an HD system. Microsoft and Sony stumbled out of the gate with their first HD systems. Nintendo could have easily looked at those systems and seen what they were doing and had extra time to plan to make sure that the Wii U was not only superior to both the PS3 and Xbox 360, but added even a little bit more because technology had advanced since the PS3 and Xbox 360 a decade ago. Unfortunately, Nintendo did not see it that way, and they released a system that was quite behind Microsoft and Sony in terms of even the PS3 and 360 back then. That's another reason why I think Nintendo should have had a much better system that they actually put out into the market. And the number 1 reason why I think the Wii U should have been Nintendo's greatest system of all time, Nintendo's value and bank accounts were insane. Seriously, this company made billions and billions of dollars off the Wii U. From royalties on third-party software to their own first-party software, they set sales records in pretty much every single category. Every single franchise set sales records, from Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, single-player Mario games. They had new IPs such as even Wii Music, the Wii brand. Let's just talk about the Wii brand, all selling massive amounts. Wii Play, Jesus, that sold like over what, 50 million or something like that? I know it's some crazy number. Mario Kart selling 35 million plus. Super Mario Galaxy selling so much. Wii Music, a horrible game, selling over 4 million units. It was insane how well that they did. Nintendo made so much money off of the Wii. They really should have took that money and invested it into making the best system that they can. And when I say the best system that they can, the best system that they can make for the quality and the value that people expect for a good price. I just don't think Nintendo focused all of their effort into actually making the best system they can make for the price that they can make, and adding everything that they could in a reasonable amount as far as manufacturing costs and all that gamers and casuals would like. I think they took some shortcuts in order to save some money, and it ended up biting them in the butt. It's not all gloom and doom. Let's go ahead and get into the top 3 reasons why I think the Nintendo NX could be the greatest Nintendo console of all time. And I'm not talking about sales here, guys. So when I talk about with the Wii U and when I talk about with Nintendo NX, I'm not talking about sales as far as it's selling. I'm talking about as far as content, features, and games. Can this system be the greatest? And I'm talking about first-party games as well. So, can the Nintendo NX be the greatest of all time? It could, and here's 3 reasons why. Coming in at number 3, Shigeru Miyamoto is off the development of the hardware and is strictly focusing on software. I think some of the issues that Miyamoto has been running into, he has been so consumed with how can we innovate with this hardware? How can we innovate with the Wii Remote? How can we do this with the gamepad? He's so worried about that, and he's not actually worried about making sure that he can make the best possible game that he can make, adding in all the features that gamers are going to love, whether that's online gamers, offline gamers, families. Sometimes he's a little too worried about the family co-op play, and sometimes he ignores the core gamer that wants to play online with their friends. As in Shigeru Miyamoto's games, generally the games that he has hands-on with never have online play, dating back for a long time, going all the way back to the Wii. He's pretty much ousted online play from anything that he touches his hands on. So I think that focusing on just the software development can not only have him implement online systems for his games, but also he could just focus on making the best game possible being played on a standard controller or if there is some type of peripheral, he can make sure that it supports both of them equally, so people who want to play just normally can play normally, and people who want to play with some type of gimmick or some type of different device can do that as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Shigeru Miyamoto can offer once he's just purely focused on software and not worrying about how he can incorporate different type of gimmicks into the software. Coming in at number 2, the recent success of games like Xenoblade Chronicles X, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, Pokken Tournament, and Splatoon has given Nintendo clear guidance on what fans want. Now, the one big thing that's came out of this generation is that Nintendo's casual or blue ocean type titles have somewhat flopped. We do have Wii Party U that did okay, but it did nothing like the casual type games did on the Wii. That audience is gone, whereas games like Splatoon, more focused for the core gamer, are selling gangbusters. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, both of those games sold outstanding for the core gamers. Pokken Tournament selling well for core gamers again. Xenoblade Chronicles X selling more than anybody would have thought that it would have sold. It's almost at the sales of Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii, yet the Wii U install base is way lower, so that's really good. There's a clear success path. Nintendo knows that these are the type of games that gamers are going to pick up and that they want to buy on their system, so they're probably going to come out strong with those type of games out of the gate instead of stuff like Game & Warrior or Wii Party U, which doesn't really increase system sales much and has a real slow adoption rate, whereas games like this have been picked up really quickly, people really like it, and it gets the core gamers excited to purchase your system and to play your games. And that kind of backs up what Miyamoto said about being aggressive with their IP. And getting into the number one reason why I think the Nintendo NX could be the greatest Nintendo console of all time is a dual part reason. 1, the Wii U flopped, and 2, Tatsumi Kimishima is not a gamer, and I'll explain that in just a bit. The Wii U flopping was a big eye-opener to Nintendo. They are changing up various different things. They are saying different things that they said beforehand. It seems to me like they're going to really change things up based on what has happened with the Wii U flopping, based on what Tatsumi Kimishima said. And probably the biggest thing was him saying, oh, we're listening to what third-party developers are saying as far as adding features go. And talking about how he said that he wants games to be coming out on a standard basis, a regular basis. They want games to play in the spring, they want games to play in the summer, they want games to play in the fall. These are the type of things that Tatsumi Kimishima is saying. These are the type of things that made the Wii U flop, because it just didn't have a consistent stream of third-party games and a consistent stream of first-party games. So Nintendo's definitely not going to want to repeat that, because the Wii U is the worst selling main Nintendo home console of all time. Nintendo sure as heck does not want to repeat that again, so you can bet that Tatsumi Kimishima and Nintendo are going to do everything that they can to make sure that the Nintendo NX does not flop like the Wii U did. But also, he is going to be a key component into what I think making sure that the Nintendo NX is going to be a great system for gamers, a great system for Nintendo fans. And the thing about it is this: Tatsumi Kimishima is not a gamer. He is not a gamer like the late President Satoru Iwata. He is not a gamer. He does not have those type of creative ideas. That can be for benefit or detriment of the company. But one thing I do know is that Kimishima is really just going to be hardline focused on the business of Nintendo. What do we need to do to sell our systems and sell our consoles? Whereas Iwata was always thinking as far as an innovative wise, and sometimes could leave out some of the stuff that gamers want, the practical things that gamers could want in a system. I don't think Tatsumi Kimishima is going to make that same mistake. He's going to put in those practical things. He's going to make sure that it makes sense for business, because he doesn't have the creative mind of a Satoru Iwata. He would never think of something like Amiibo, which could be a detriment to the company at times, but then again, it could be a benefit, because they're going to make sure that this system has everything from a competitive standpoint in the market. Tatsumi Kimishima has a history in banks, and as you know, banks are very hardline, strict. They do certain things. They don't deviate very far outside of what the norm is. They want to be focused on making sure that they have complementary stuff that the other companies have. They want you to go to their bank, and they're going to make sure that they have all those things that the other companies have, so they can have a profitable business themselves. And that's where I see Tatsumi Kimishima when it comes to Nintendo NX. Now, here's the thing. That can open up for the younger staff and the other creative people at Nintendo to put ideas into their software and really focus on how can we make the best game possible, because the creative juices, the creative stuff that's going to come from Nintendo, the Nintendo mojo, is definitely in the software. To me, I think the software is the biggest thing going forward. Nintendo has all of the peripherals that you could ever ask for. They have a Wii Remote, they have a gamepad, they have a handheld, a console, Nintendo 3DS. If you want to do anything innovative with that, All you have to do is just use the devices that you've already released in some way, or make some other peripheral or device that you can sell separately. When it comes to Nintendo's games, people just want to play amazing games no matter what, and I think Nintendo's always going to be able to deliver with that. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and also subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips and tricks, and everything on the NX. Thank you so much for watching guys, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.